Well, Brentford taking on Queen's Park Rangers this afternoon, but we're going to talk about the only derby that probably counts for anyone that played for Brentford in the late 80s, early 90s. Delighted to see Terry Evans and Marcus Gayle here. On Wednesday, it's 25 years to the day when Brentford smashed Fulham 4-0, and you two were in the team. I'm going to go to you first, Marcus. Tell us about the day, if you can remember much about it.
I remember the build-up to it was quite intense, like job descriptions, what we needed to do, what it meant to everybody, not just the players, but the club and the fans. It was like, I just remember that we started like a house on fire in that first half, and we just blew them away, convincingly as well. It was that good. I can't even remember what happened in the second half because everything happened in the first half, and we just performed. I think the talk at half time was probably like, don't let them in, don't give them an opportunity to score, and at the back we kept them out, especially with the big man next to us.
Absolutely. Now, these players, give them their due, the Brentford ones, they know how important the Fulham and QPR games are. What about when it was back in your day, any time you were going to be facing Fulham?
Just a case of, it's on your own patch in London, so you want to be the governor of your patch, really. It just goes on. You want to finish higher than anybody else in London, and then obviously then it's the league positions. But you always wanted to be the best boys in London. That's how we always see it, wasn't it? And there was always that rivalry because back in the day it was more or less where you was local to. That was the club that you played for. So us being like this side of Brentford, it meant a lot to us. A few lads had followed Brentford as kids as well, and then you're playing teams like Fulham that are on your patch. You want to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Spoke to Gary Blissett early in the week for today's programme, and he said guaranteed after a home game, either it was a Tuesday night or a Saturday, Ealing Boulevard, 9 or 10 of you. Any memories that evokes?
You need to talk to Terry on that. I was a little bit too young at the time.
Yeah, well, the memories are just walking through the door, and then after that it becomes a bit of a blur.
Excellent. In terms of the game today to what it is now, I'll ask you first, Marcus. As a footballer now in 2017, how much different is it to 1992?
I think the players still play for pride. There's not as many local players on either side, so that probably makes a big difference. But obviously they're technically more equipped. The surfaces are much better than what we played on, but in our generation, we still performed at a high level on worse pitches than what the players have got today. So that's probably the big difference. But the heart and passion should still be there as a player, as an individual. So hopefully that will shine through today.
Absolutely. And then of course a week afterwards, the title was won at Peterborough United. Can you believe it's 25 years ago?
No, it's crazy. Just thinking back to what you said to Marcus about the Fulham game. We had the luxury of knowing the results and the league standings because we played on the Sunday, so that we knew if we beat Fulham, we had to just go and get a result at Peterborough to get promoted. So that worked in our favour, really. And be fair to the boys, they just come out of the traps on that Sunday and were absolutely awesome. Yeah,
actually, so we'll have a final word for Phil Holder. I haven't spoken to him yet, but I'm hoping to do for the final programme. Tell us a bit about him, because to be honest, the players that I've spoken to throughout this season, about 25 years ago, they had nothing but respect for him.
No, he's a top bloke, Phil, and I think as dressing rooms go, the dressing room ran itself. There was peer pressure there, so that was dealt with, and Phil knew that, and he knew there was your cliques, but we all come together as a team when we had to play and when we had to get ourselves sorted. But he would just put the blueprint in for the games, really.
Yeah. Attention to detail was spot on. I first met him when I was about 15 now, and when he came in the change room, he asked, "Am I a sprinter?" I went, "No." And he goes, "Yes, you are. Now get running at them boys out there." But before he done it, he kicked the treatment table and it went flying, so he got everybody's attention. And he just had such an impact, especially in my sort of upbringing at Brentford. Made a huge impact with me, trusted me, believed in me, and hopefully I repaid him in that respect in terms of performing and moving on upwards as well. So a lot of respect for Phil. And Phil, you could stand up in these dugouts because they're the other side and there's a lot of headroom, so there's no scraping over the other side in the old ones that we had.
He's a top bloke.
Yeah. Marcus, Terry, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the game this afternoon.
Thank you. Cheers.
Take care.